When was such
When there was action.
So you line up a sound at the end.
So you know where to start.
I'm not ready for this.
Cute. You got this.
We need to give me a shout out
Be
right
natural.
where we are. So first of all, let me tell
Here she
you.
go. This is not gonna end well. Why is this my phone keep on do not disturb?
I know my coffee give me hype. We should do this first thing in the morning. Didn't y'all already say that? So do we have a break in between? A coffee break?
He'll probably cut it out if you do. Just let us know so he can.
That's the right time? 1:40?
You got a meeting?
Fall's supposed to be leaving to go get that thing.
Oh.
So Manny said we have till 1 o'clock. And he was like, okay.
When you told him that, I was like, did she realize it's one?
I didn't. I thought it was like 12 o'clock.
He was like, because he said y'all gonna be back by 1. I was like, it's 1:01.
It's too hot too. Rats.
And it's about to rain. He's gonna put it in a trailer. You talking about for the ATV?
Mm-hmm.
Are you definitely booking a thing this week? I mean today?
Hopefully.
Look at my baby leg. Uh-oh. You want my nana?
God, I can't put my coffee back there.
Put it on. Oh. It's not gonna drop. You want it over here?
What you looking for?
A scrunchie. I need to do something to my baby head since he on camera.
Good. She got herself all pretty third. And didn't even take care of you.
I should have asked her so she could watch him home.
Yeah, I wasn't to ask for, but I know how that went last time. So I kind of got in a rubber band.
I'll take the rubber band.
I'd love to hear that match. Ham, no burger, French, no fry.
Not French, no fry.
Brand spanking. Are we good? You ready?
Yes.
Why is she staring at the screen smiling Google Hug?
She said you gotta give a shout out to where we are.
Oh, okay, let me make sure. I'm trying to fan
Wait,
off.
first get your breath.
I'm trying to fan off.
Yeah. Oh, God, I'm about to knock the coffee off.
Already.
This audio still picking up, my friend?
Turn it off. It's all right. We got it's cool now.
The air conditioning on?
Yeah, you wanna turn it down some more?
Yeah.
There.
Third. No. You in my pocket.
What was that?
I told him this stuff was gonna show. Move this up blue one.
None of that is seen in this.
Oh, you're not looking at this. It's this camera.
Even though I do want that cord.
This.
So let me tell you what happened.
There you go. Also, make sure you're looking up here and not there.
I know that's what I said. So let me tell you what had happened was
Right.
this one here.
I know. I'm sorry.
You'll
You
get a
smashed your
break.
hand in the drawer.
They were trying to shack up, not what? What you call
I
it?
called it hitch.
They were trying to shack up, not hitch. Oh, I look like Tishani on here first of all.
It sounds like it, that's for
And
sure.
I feel like Tishani. Oh, I wish I had on her responses.
Should we see the action? Come watch him or just keep him?
Yeah, that's it.
Ash your fall. No, another fall. Oh, good. At the time for me, but coffee done cooled off. All right, I don't like his setup here. We're gonna have to work on this.
Here she go. Momager.
First of all, that's my job. To make sure the processes are functional, complete, accurate,
Is it an acronym or something?
and automated. What? No. These words I'm coming up with, okay? something. Where he keep his coffee?
Is this coffee right here? You probably drank it already.
I just saw his coffee.
Oh.
Oh, he took it from right here, so maybe that is it.
Yeah, that cup is
Same
empty.
cup?
It's empty.
Oh, he had it, yeah.
I didn't put no lip gloss on or nothing.
I thought I was supposed to invite Genesis on mine. Y'all know we're doing Genesis?
Yes, we were doing hers. But I told him we have to come. We have to have a different game plan with her.
Yeah, first of all, it needs to be early in the morning, not late at night. And she knows on mine. He be like a little bit further up than you. Why is that?
I mean, my chair is higher than his. He sits in a regular chair, and I'm sitting in a desk chair.
We need to get on some chairs that are like.
I know. It looks so tacky on the thing.
Hope you ain't spending so much time to stay recorded.
Just talking about logistics of the podcast.
Paige, you didn't tell me.
What up, though? Welcome to What up, though? Welcome to another episode of Taking the Stage. I'm the Mad Guy Steve. This is
Baby.
Paigey Wagey, Paigey Babe. And this is
Mom, Daquisha.
Oh, Mom, Dion, and Daquisha. Okay. Mother Dearest is what I reference her as. Paigey Babe, Mother, how was your week? We have a special guest. A special guest on the poddy, fan, producer, writer, director,
Haters.
complainer,
critic.
That's better. Critic, yes, Mother.
She our number one fan.
That's right, because I
Outside
look
of
at
Shane Jr.
every episode.
You can get your grievances out at the end. Okay. How was y'all's day? How was y'all's week? He said, okay, let me show you. Hold on a second. How was y'all's day? What's the news of the day?
Today has been. It's 1 o'clock. It's been kind of busy. These kids, it's a lot. Now we have 6.
So we had a session last night. So,
she let me pour my little heart out.
These two here.
Over some wine.
Again, in Paige's phone, my mother's name is Bay.
She is my babe.
Well, that's what we had. We had a bay session.
But this week, what's today?
Thursday, Paige.
I don't know what day it is.
It's Thursday.
But I don't know. Hectic, I guess. We made it.
We made it.
We made it to Thursday. We're here.
We're here. Okay. Mother, how was your day? How was your week?
When I make this shirt that says "We made it," I want the first copy. Okay. My week was really
Stop
good.
looking into this camera. Look into that camera,
Look at
please.
that camera right there.
Go ahead. Your week was what? I'm sorry.
My week was interesting. Yeah. But fun. My husband took me on a date lunch on Tuesday.
That rarely happens.
So yeah, we try to do that once a week. Trying to explore this new little city that we live in.
Nice. Okay. So,
What about your week?
oh my, it was good, busy, very busy. I mean,
Mel.
huh?
Oh, my son, daughter.
Oh, but I guess they put a picture right here. Daddy daughter dates, very impromptu.
So cute.
We went to Academy, then we got something to eat, then got yogurt, we got our tires changed, all that good stuff. So yeah, and then just work pretty much all week, and editing and trying to finally get Mother on the potty.
Finally,
We're here. Okay.
We'll see.
Okay, go ahead, Mom. Go ahead with your grievances. What you got so far?
First of all,
Okay.
I just want you to know that the things that they say about me on this potty, not all of them are true. Some of them are, but not all of them are true. Because the issues that I have is we started off because they wanted to shack up and not what?
I said hitch. I didn't know the word. I couldn't remember the word. I'm sorry. I was born in '88.
But we are beyond that, and now we're at a much better place. Paige, Daquisha.
Look, tread lightly, okay?
So I wanted to come on the potty to justify them always thrashing their mother.
Thrashing?
Thrashing.
That's not a word?
No one has said that in like 10 years, but that's fine. We'll go with it. Okay. All right, so on today's episode of the potty, since we have Mother on, we want to know a little bit about Mother Dearest herself. So, first thing I have was just starting off your life growing up. So where'd you grow up and how was life and all that good stuff?
So I grew up in New Orleans, Louisiana, in the area called Gentilly, better known by our people as Back of Town.
Back of Town.
And I was raised by my father's mother, my father, and my father's sister. My name is Eve. My mom raised me to the age of 5, and then she couldn't raise us anymore, but she lived right around the corner from us, literally 3 houses away. And so I was pretty much raised by a village. All of my cousins and aunts and uncles all lived in the same neighborhood. And I was raised back town, and I was raised with 1 brother and 2 sisters.
Okay. I got plenty more of the deets in there a little bit. First, this is Paige's part. Paige says, okay, well, who is the craziest sibling?
Because you said the 1 brother and sisters very lightly. Come on.
Who's the craziest out of us 4? Oh, that's a toss-up. It's definitely... Between my 2 sisters, I am the middle girl. And so I have my baby sister and my oldest sister. And my oldest sister is very bossy and always in charge. Has always been since day one.
Known as Toots.
And my baby sister, Shawnee, she is the spoiled brat. The youngest of us all. And then my brother, who is, I think my first heart... that's my boy right there. That's my boy. And being only boy, he's very protective of his sisters. But so the craziest, that's a toss-up.
Sound like it's you.
Oh,
just kidding.
Look, on our last sister trip, we had shirts that were made, and they definitely identified. No, they're not. This was another shirt. Oh. They definitely identified what we are. One of them said, I get us into trouble. That's Toots. Mine said, I get us out of trouble. That's me. Mm-hmm. And Sean's shirt says, I am trouble. Mm-hmm. That's definitely her.
There's trouble right there.
So yes, that definitely identifies us.
Okay, as Paige put it, who's the most protective, as you pointed out?
That would be my brother, yes. Of all the girls, he is definitely very protective. But then again, Toots is too, because she's the mama figure of us all.
Okay, what else we got here? Okay, so just about your parents. Okay, so growing up with them, so Mama Madeline, as I found out her name was. I thought I knew it as Madeline all my life, Mama Madeline, because I was a kid. But Madeline and Renee Senior, how were they as parents growing up?
So my parents grew up, like I said, literally right around the corner from each other. It was 2 houses, a church and an empty lot that separated their houses. And so they met at a very young age, started dating and got married at a very young age. Had my brother, and then had 1 sister, me, and then my youngest sister. And so, like I said, at the age of 5, my mom got sick and wasn't able to take care of us. So my grandmother moved into the house that we were living in, which was her house that she raised my father in, and so she moved in and helped raise us, and so we grew up, I think, in a very loving household and environment. And my grandmother, even though she was helping raise us, she made sure that we stayed connected with both my mother and my mother's family.
I actually meant how were they as people.
I'm sorry.
That was good biographical information. We need that.
They say I out of all of the kids, I resemble my mom most. Not just in the way I look, but also the way we are. Right. She was very shy. Until you got to know her, then you know she. So just like me, very shy until you get to know me. But she was also a very caring person and always wanted to do for other people. Mm-hmm. My dad, on the other hand, even though he was very caring, always wanted to do with other people, he was very protective, and I think that's where my brother gets it from, of his girls. And he was a short man, but very if you heard him speak or if you knew of him, you wouldn't have thought of him as a short man or a small man, because his personality was so big.
Held the room.
Yes, that's a good way to put it. Yes, mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Got it. Okay, what else we got? Okay, I mean, you mentioned your grandparents. How were Nanny Eve and
Big Mama?
Big Mama. What's her name? Carrie, goodness gracious. Okay. But how were they? And then, of course, your uncle. You see your uncles and aunts. All of them being in the same village. How was that? How did that help to mold you and raise you? With that village being around.
So my grandmother, I used to think, coming up, being raised by her, that she was just old-fashioned because she was older, and a lot of the things that the people that I was growing up was able to do, I wasn't able to do. And I thought it was because of my grandmother's old-fashioned way of doing things. But once I got older, I really could appreciate some of the things that she instilled in us. Like, till we was a certain age, we couldn't wear our hair hanging. Mm-hmm. We had to wear it in ponytails because that was a sign of, that's for adults, wearing your hair down. We couldn't wear the color black because black was an adult color. Just things things like that. But my grandmother was also very big on etiquette. So she taught us a full place setting, and she, for like Thanksgiving and Christmas, she wanted this whole place setting for the entire table and for that event. So you had to know what fork to use, what knife to use, or what's the butter knife, where did it go in the place setting and stuff like that. So things like that she instilled in us. I was a tomboy coming up, so it took a lot for me to get over the fact that she wanted me to wear a dress on these special occasions, mm-hmm. and that was just was not me. But things like that, a young lady's supposed to wear a dress, supposed to know how to sit, supposed to know how to, do all these things, carry herself. Yes. Mm-hmm. So those things that she instilled in us, that, like I said, I thought was her old-fashioned way of thinking, I really appreciated once I grew up. Yeah.
What about your uncles and like Uncle Pete and your cousin Pete and Darlene and all them being around? Just how did that help?
Yeah. So I often think about how I grew up and how my husband grew up, and that's the big difference, is that I grew up around a lot of my cousins, because my grandmother, who was a child of 9, she had 8 siblings, and so they all lived in the neighborhood, and all their kids, of course, were my cousins, and so I kind of grew up with them. Plus my dad's siblings, their kids were my cousins. Then I had my mom's siblings, their kids were all in the same neighborhood. So everybody knew each other. So I tell you, when you would get in trouble, when somebody in the neighborhood saw you doing something and you would get in trouble for doing it. Not only did you get hollered and screamed at or chastised from the person who caught you doing it, but by the time you made it home, it had already reached my grandmother. Then you got in trouble all over again. Then you had to go and apologize to the person who saw you doing it, even if it wasn't for something against them. It was just like, no, you go tell Miss Perkins or Miss Pierre or Miss Williams, you're sorry. I said, for what? I ain't even do nothing to them. No, because they saw you doing it. So those type things. So yeah, it was a very interesting way of growing up. But I can appreciate it.
Nowadays, yeah, I got you. Paige, you got anything? You just enjoy the ride?
I'm enjoying listening.
What's your Daquisha? Okay, so life on Staige Street. That's what. Yeah. So, you grew up on Staige Street?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I grew up on Mandeville Street.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yes.
I grew up, on Mandeville and I can't think of the name of the side street.
Mandeville Street.
Okay, Mandeville Street. And our house was on the corner of the neighborhood, and it was the spot where everybody hung up. So everybody knew to go, but come time for those street lights to go off. Everybody better be headed to their house. And in eyesight of where their parents could see them, especially my grandmother. Because if you were not, when them lights came on and you were not in that house or on your way in the door, she was coming looking for you.
Okay, I brought up Staige Street on accident because if you were on Mandeville Street, on Staige Street was...
my husband.
Oh, wow. Okay, I grew up around the corner from each other, around the corners from each other. How did you meet this brat that you would call your husband?
So, my husband's family moved into the neighborhood when we were in the 4th grade. And they went to summer camp at the elementary school that I went to. So we met in summer camp. And I first met his sister, Deanna, and became friends with her. And so we were friends from 4th grade up until our sophomore year of high school.
That word is sophomore.
Sophomore year of high school. 10th grade, God dog it.
Okay, there we go.
And I would go to the corner store to get something, and there would always be this young man in the store playing the video games. And that's when I started to see that this big-headed boy that I used to see by my friend's house, her brother, had finally grew up. I think his body caught up with his head. And so then he started to become attractive then.
By your sophomore year?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Stop blaming me, Steve.
Okay, I did also put on here, just life in New Orleans. How was that growing up? I know me and Paige's, we talked about our life in New Orleans, and, we love the city, but it was totally different for private school student, for church boy, sheltered kind of situation. How was it for you growing up in New Orleans, but still, how was that?
So, what do you mean?
Okay, I put on here schools, dances, parties, culture, events.
Well, it's interesting how I grew up because, like I said, I was raised by my grandmother, and even as far as religion is concerned, I mean, that was two totally different. I've always had these two different worlds. Like my mom's side of the family is.
That might piece up every single thing. So
my mom's side of the family is Baptist. My mom's dad, my grandfather, was a deacon in the Baptist church, and the church was right next door to their house. So my mom helped clean up the church. My grandfather cut the grass for the church, and so they were very involved in the Baptist church. My dad's mom was Catholic, and she was very involved in the Catholic church. And so just meshing those two worlds together in its own was very interesting.
Which one did you attend?
On a weekly basis, my the Catholic church. But whenever we go with my mom, of course, we went to church with my grandfather, and my grandmother who raised me never wanted to deny you of, she wanted you to, look, this is your choice on what religion that you want to, study or
practice.
Practice, yes. And so she never denied us she never stopped us from going to attend my mom's church.
Okay, but
and then even in the environment, so like my dad is Creole, and my mom.
Explain Creole for those who are not from New Orleans, Louisiana.
Okay, Creole is.
Hold that up. All right, so explain what Creole is again.
So Creole is a mixture of different
Racist
cultures.
Yes.
Scroll the definition on top.
There we go. Okay.
And so all of my dad's side of the family believed in Creole should marry Creole.
Creole should or shouldn't?
Should.
Okay.
Keep it all in the family.
Okay, gotcha.
So when my dad married my mom, which is outside of the Creole, even though they grew up, like I said, right around the corner from each other, it was just like a no-no. Which, if you know my dad, he didn't care about no-no. And so, so that was very interesting. That kind of led to some kind of tension that was always between the two families. Mm-hmm. But once we came, it was just like, okay, this is what bridged the gap in between these families and kind of brought it all together.
Okay. And so what in New Orleans, I mean, were y'all able to like go to school dances or what schools y'all go to, or were y'all as far as enjoying New Orleans culture with food and Mardi Gras and parties and stuff like that? How I mean, where was your growing up in that?
So, like I said, my grandmother who raised me, she was a socialite. So she, got into all these social things. She did a lot with, I don't know if y'all have heard of the Autocrat Club, and she was a part of all of their activities. She had brothers who was associated with the Autocrat Club and stuff like that. But she didn't encourage us, or she didn't really like going to parades. I think that's where I got that from. But my mom's side of the family, every year on Mardi Gras, there was one spot that they always attended, which was, I don't remember where it was. But anyway, it was where my mother's godfather lived. He had a house on this corner where all the parades passed. Mm. And I remember going whenever we would go with their side of the family, with my mom's side of the family, to attend Mardi Gras parades. That's where we would go on Mardi Gras Day.
Okay. All right, let's see what else we got. Okay. Paige, babe, where you at?
I want to hear more about this dating life. Come on, spill some tea.
For me?
Dating, right? All right.
Since you want to talk about us shacking up.
Oh.
Let the people know how Stephen got here.
Girl!
Yeah, turn the head on backwards on that one.
Yeah. I need that.
Good.
So... dating life.
Okay, was there a dating life before father? Let's start there.
Not really.
Okay. All right, go ahead, proceed.
Good answer.
Good answer. Survey says? Good answer.
So Stephen and I started dating the summer of my 10th grade year.
Okay, there we go.
And we end up going to junior homecoming together, then to junior prom, and then to senior homecoming and the senior prom.
So how were y'all's parents during y'all dating and stuff?
So my dad, of course, didn't like any boy that any of us brought home.
Sound about right.
And my brother did not like Stephen, and even though they are like... neither one of them can do no wrong in either one of them's eye now. But when we first started dating, Tony didn't like Stephen. He just couldn't believe that out of all the guys in the neighborhood, that I would go around the corner to the nerdiest one in the neighborhood and start dating.
This square?
He was like, really? of all the guys in the neighborhood. But the thing is, the guys that I grew up with in the neighborhood, like I said, this was such a community. I never thought of them as dating
material.
Well, not necessarily material, but because I thought of them as a cousin. It was so many. We grew up so close that the majority of them. As a matter of fact, there were a couple of people in our neighborhood that we grew up with. I didn't find out until we were older that we really weren't cousins. I was
Everybody
like,
played
we've
cousins?
called each other cousins for so long.
Right.
Yes, like the Moffitt's.
So he was the only one you knew really wasn't your cousin.
Correct. And like I said, because he grew up, he come from uptown, and all them guys that come from uptown, they were just they didn't know how to handle the dudes from downtown.
They don't know back of town like that.
Yes. We run around circles around them uptown boys.
So you picked Pops out of process of elimination? He was the only one left? He's the only non-cousin? That's how we got it?
Hey, I'm just saying from the neighborhood. Now, from the school that I went to and stuff like that, yeah, there was elderly people that I could, but then again, I went to Kennedy, John F. Kennedy, which was known as the Pretty Boy School, and the Pretty Boy just didn't do it for me. So yeah.
Pop's not a pretty boy.
That's what I heard. Pops is not a pretty boy.
When I say pretty boy, I mean more concerned about what they look like than anything about their date. That kind of pretty boy. That's what I'm talking about.
Gotcha. Wait, you still didn't say how we got here.
And jailhouse body Pops is not a pretty boy.
First of all, when I first dated him, he was not jailhouse body Pops. Okay.
Yeah, that's hilarious. You still didn't explain how we got here though.
How we got away?
How me and Shane existed.
What you mean?
Me and Shane spilled tea.
Come on. Let the people know.
What you mean? I got married. So once we got married, Stephen and I, Stephen was working on the West Bank. And so we decided to move on the West Bank in an apartment complex. And we just had Manny. And then
She ain't numbering right. She ain't mathing right. They were married in January 88. I'm born in July 88. That math ain't mathing. I'm just saying the numbers ain't quite crunching.
So yes,
but who shacking up? We shacking up.
So yes, I end up getting pregnant with Stephen, and then when I was 2 months pregnant, Stephen and I got married. So
you said move to the West Bank.
Yes, so we moved to the West Bank because he was working on the West Bank.
1.5 Algiers, you're missing. Okay.
And a year later, when Manny was 1, we decided to put in a raffle. At the time, the city of New Orleans was raffling off homes. And Steve was like, why are you wasting your time filling out this application for us to put in for a raffle to win a house? It was 7 houses that they raffled off, and only one of them was really, really nice. And he was like, Dion, there's no way we're going to win this house. And sure enough, we won the house in Algiers, and we moved in that house. And then a year after that, about a year and a half after that is when Shane was born.
It's called favor. Okay.
Right?
It's called favor.
Right?
How much the
What
house
are
cost?
the odds?
$1.
$1.
That's how much Well, of course, we have to pay the taxes on it and stuff like that, but.
Craziness. Okay. What's some of the lessons you learned growing up that you used to raise us? So now that we're here and y'all are married, no longer shacking up or anything. And so.
We never shacked up. Do y'all understand the difference between shacking up?
Yeah, you didn't shack up. You got pregnant first. Come on. I love you.
We've come a long way, I'm telling y'all.
Daquisha.
Woo, Charlie. Anyway.
Some lessons you learned from Mama Carrie, from Mama Madeline, from Papa, from Nanny Eve, just to help raise us. Because I just remember every time we would go over there by Papa or by Mom Madeline, I mean, it was all love. It was pure love. And, T Rock, would even call me his son all the time. And so,
very family based.
Yeah, I'm about to say that you said the village. How did that, I know that helped or instilled something in you to help raise us.
Yeah, one of the things that me and all my siblings always wanted to encourage is that our kids grew up around each other, knowing each other, being involved with each other. That's why we had so often duty at the house and the twins.
Shawan, remember the story about the nail polish? Okay. Sorry.
So that is definitely something that we always wanted to encourage, that you guys kept a relationship with each other, and was wanted to be able to make sure that y'all knew that y'all could depend on each other. And so as I raised my boys, I definitely wanted to instill that in them, because that's what was telling me. I'm telling y'all, if I go 2 weeks at the most without talking to one of my siblings, they're gonna call and hunt me down to find out what's up with me, what's going on. And we, till this day, that's the relationship we have, and that's the relationship that I know that my sons have as well. And that's one of the things I definitely want to instill in them.
Yeah, they're crazy close.
Hold on a second. That's broski.
Yeah, if somebody doesn't know, it comes into our family, they really do think we're weird, because we do.
They really do.
We are definitely a very close family.
But your mother-in-law?
I feel like Mom's is on page emergency contact list. Not even me. Mom's at the top.
She is sometimes.
I know.
It's so funny because when Paige
I
came
have her
over,
on my phone for emergency.
When Paige came over and she was asking Manny for his social security card, his birth certificate, I got to get it from my mom. What you mean you got to get it from your mom? You grown. Yep. So now guess what?
And now you got
Mom have Paige birth certificate, social
Stephen
security
the
card,
Third,
Stephen the Third, Melody,
the marriage license,
all the children. I got Janae, Shane, all of them children, all their children. Yeah, I got them all.
I'm still mad that they got my darn degrees on their wall.
They do.
All our degrees on their wall.
Y'all can't take the JD though.
Yeah, you can't take the JD. We're gonna at least hold one.
I'm gonna copy. I'm gonna copy.
I do have one of mine. My undergrad one, the small one that they gave me, the small one. When you put on your desk, that's the one I got. Okay, so let's see here. What of those lessons did you use to help raise us? Okay, I got it. I put that same thing. How'd you want that to be? How'd you want? Oh wait, hold on. Oh, sorry. What of those lessons are you using to raise your grandchurn?
First off, list all the grandkids.
Shane Jr.
And that was for me.
Well, first of all, hold on.
Let's see if you can do it with the ages. Let's see. Quiz time.
Me?
Mom.
Oh, okay. First, she got a shirt that has her grandchildren on it, except for 2.
I got 2 shirts that have except for 2.
You need columns down.
So I have Shane Jr., who's making 8. Genesis Joy, who's making 7. Samuel Jesse, who's making 4. Melody Zariah, who's making
she just
4, just made 3. Yes. Joshua Emmanuel, who's just made 1, and Stephen Adrian the Third, who's about to make 1 in a couple of weeks. So that's my babies.
Your 6 grandchildren. So again, how would you use those lessons from Paul? Those lessons you instilled in us to now that you're helping to raise these 6 children?
Well, I think my role has changed. So my responsibility is to spoil them rotten. And so that is what I do. Spoil them rotten.
I believe the kids say big facts. Yes.
Now, my girls, I do want to teach them, how to be young ladies. And, but but I still
Because
spoil
they're going to
them.
be the ones right there. The girls, they run circles around the
Yes,
boys.
indeed.
And they click tight.
Yes, and they are two in the same.
And they do everything Nana does.
Like Sammy said, they're the boss.
They're the boss. They're the boss. Well, okay. You said your role has changed. What was your role with us growing up? You already said with your siblings, you got them out of trouble. With us, as far as if Pops was the disciplinarian and the one to
Like more assertive.
Well, if you ask this one here, I was to make y'all a mama's boy, so I spoiled y'all.
And it worked.
I don't think that is the case. I mean, I when it was, Manny can tell you, when it was time for them to get disciplined, even though I didn't like it, I knew that it needed to be done. And what would I do, Manny?
Leave the house.
Leave the house and go take a ride until the disciplinarian was done with his responsibility.
Oh, I thought you was doing the pop.
And that's where I get it from. I don't like no trouble. I don't like no, man. I'm walking off. I'm rolling. Okay.
So my personalities, this is a son that's more like me, and my youngest is more like his father.
And so your role now is just to spoil them, but also, I mean, you have grown more of a disciplinarian than you were when we were growing up. I think, at least putting them in their place, which because Pops is now softer.
Yes. Oh, definitely. Oh, yeah. He lets those grandkids get away with stuff that he would never let the boys get away with. Never. And not even our girls. He wouldn't even let them get away. Never. But yeah, I think I'm more of the.
You put your foot down more because you make sure that it's y'all gotta act right. Because Pop's getting old. He can't be doing what he used to do. He getting up there, right?
You know, you got old heart.
He got bad heart. Man, heart surgery 8 years ago. Now all of a sudden, not every time you get a chance, he got bad heart.
When it's convenient.
When it's convenient.
You have a bad heart when you run around the church spinning in circles. I'm getting off Pops. Okay. How did you want them to? How did you want them to be and interact with each other? In comparison to how me and Shane were, in comparison to how you and your siblings were. Those six. How did you want?
Yeah, I definitely want them to develop a bond. Cause so my nanny's kids that we grew up with, they were more like siblings to us than our other cousins. And so that's the kind of relationship I want my grandkids to have. Even though they may not be each other's sibling, I want them to have that close bond. And they all have a role. Like, we grew up, I know as the middle child, I was the balancer. I did the balancing between, especially my two sisters. My older sister, she was the mother figure. She did all the motherly things. Till this day, she still does. My youngest,
cook every time we go over there.
My youngest sister, she's the one who's going to get us all together. Going to make sure that we all stylish. Yeah, she's got time for the girls' trip. She's going to organize everything. My brother, like I said, he's going to protect her. He's going to make sure that we're all protected and take care of. So that we all have roles, and that's the kind of roles my grandkids have.
The bigs, the middles, the littles.
Yes, the bigs, the middles, the littles. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, the middles.
The bigs, the mids, and the kids.
The middles.
The middles.
Father help us.
So again, Shane, Genesis, those are the bigs. Those are the older ones, more mature. Shane is definitely gonna make sure everybody knows everything. Genesis is gonna keep us in order, keep us in check. Then those mids, that's Sammy and Mel.
Ooh.
They're just a handful. They're just a handful, both of them, non-stop from the time, like Cat Williams said, from the time his foot hit the ground. You see him like this or like this.
They're like an old married couple.
They're gone.
They are.
They yell at each other 1 minute and then holding hands and like.
They're non-stop. And then the kids, they kind of more chill, and Josh and Steven hang out, and you go.
They just look at them like
what is going on?
Like they're sipping tea. These kids, y'all, wow. So yeah, but they all do have their roles and their kind of different personalities, and it does mesh together pretty nicely. Okay, so that's the last question I had on the docket. Paige, you got anything?
What do I have? Okay, moving forward, how do you see our the collective we have now? I'm not gonna put a number on it because every time we put a number on it, we add another one. So where do you see us heading
as a family?
Mm-hmm.
So what would be my ultimate goal for us is that we could all not necessarily commune in, not even necessarily all on the same property, which would be my ultimate goal, that we all have this big property and we all, build our houses but even if it was close together so that we can have more of a community, like I said, a village closer in than there in Hammond, an hour away from us. And then even if we could start our own business, as a
that
family,
has always been a goal.
That's always, been a goal.
Business right here. Looking at
See?
Yeah. I think that we should start a tutoring service with somebody, math here.
math guys, Steve.
Like virtual?
Yeah. Yes, virtual. So
Just
that
for
my
kids
technology can, play a part in it. My husband, who's also an educator, Paige with her experience in education. So Nene with her nursing. We could provide all these different educational services for.
And Shan could do home study workshops.
Mm-hmm. For rural areas where people,
I think you definitely need something like that in a rural area.
So since it took so long for us to get you on the potty, I'm going to keep you for a little bit longer because this is impromptu, but we're going to do our own 2-minute top five. Let's do it.
Hey, podcasters, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. You can also listen to our audio podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. Have a good one.